Hi, I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Fabi.
And this is Amores Patos,
where we have fun and talk about
duck facts,
duck lore,
duck Chuck E. Cheese,
and Ducktales.
Welcome to the second episode, or technically third episode of Amores Patos.
Yeah, we never meant for this to be the third. It just sort of happened.
As I'm sure you know, our premiere episode went too long for just one singular episode to force you to listen to. So this is technically our third.
Yay.
Yes, but our recap of episode 2 of Ducktales.
Day Trip of Doom.
Yeah. But before we get into that, what's up, Abby?
Not much. Today we're trying out a new recording studio.
Studio, in quotes.
In quotes. It's a music room, but it has a piano and a piano bench.
And no seats, so we're on the ground. For you, listeners.
Our equipment is on the piano bench. Yep. And there's also no Wi-Fi, so...
Yeah.
Well,
so, our episode recap might be missing some details.
Simply because
we can't watch the episode here to pick up any little things. But we took notes, so don't worry. The big stuff will be covered, and certainly some of the smaller stuff. You may hear some piano or other instrument music in the back. We're in a music room.
We have a nice soundtrack, that's keeping us company in our moments.
If you catch anything, that's what that is.
Yeah. We'll try to. I don't know how to make it better. I can't control the music department.
We'll try to, obviously we've talked about how it's hard for us to find somewhere to record, because we both have roommates and small apartments, but we're going to do our best to, this works. Yeah. It's soundproof, and besides the piano music.
Yeah. Hopefully, the episodes are good enough for the sound quality to be forgiven.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll be better about, downloading the episodes in advance.
Yeah, that was...
to have them.
We assumed technology would help us today, but it did not.
We assumed there'd be Wi-Fi. A mistake on our campus.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Our campus is too big.
Fucking humongous campus. Jesus. Anyway.
On to the show.
On to the episode. Woo. So this is, episode 2, Day Trip of Doom. What do you think about this episode?
I really like it. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the horrors of Chuck E. Cheese.
God.
I fucking hate Chuck E. Cheese.
I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in, a decade.
God. We went, a few years ago for my cousin's birthday, and I hate it. There are photos of me as a child crying next to Chuck E. Cheese, because I hate him. I just don't like...
What does the E in his name stand for?
Fuck, there was a meme version of this, but I don't remember what it was.
Isn't he a little CGI mouse now?
Yeah, he is.
Right?
But they still have the really fucking creepy performance.
The puppet. Is it still the dude in the costume?
Yeah. But, it's updated now, so he looks more new.
Okay.
But
less scary, hopefully.
Yeah, but they still have the stage people. And those stage people still look like they want to kill me.
Yeah.
Which is why I can never play Five Nights at Freddy's. It's horrible. It's the worst. Great. And the pizza's fucking the worst, too.
Yeah. You went for the games. You didn't go for the pizza.
But the games are also the worst.
They are.
I was at a Shakey's, which is a little bit better than a Chuck E. Cheese. And I was looking at the games, and I was like, I don't want to play any of this anymore.
The closest I've been to Chuck E. Cheese is a Peter Pepper pizza in Mexico. That's okay. The pizza was actually pretty good. Yeah,
Shakey's pizza is actually really, really good. I would just not spend money. I remember once as a kid, my dad... I guess there was tickets in a game or something, and my dad took them.
Yeah.
And he gave them to me, and I was like, cool, more tickets. We got yelled at by this lady. That apparently her kid had gone off to, show her, but he didn't take the tickets with him.
Oh my god. So you stole some rando's tickets?
Yeah, and I had already bought something with it.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, my dad was like, I don't care. Why did your stupid kid leave the tickets?
Oh, that's great. My dad would have just turned beet red. Sorry, Pa, if you're listening. He'll just turn beet red and then just not be of any help.
Yeah, no, like, that's the thing, though. My dad is pretty, like, quiet, shy guy, but, like, the lady was cursing us out in, like, in Spanish.
Chillax!
Yeah,
it's a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
I know. She was pretty, like, mean about it.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, just keep walking, just keep walking. I was like, fuck, I don't even want the toy anymore.
Yeah.
It was one of those shitty, like, they're not Etch-a-Sketches, but the plastic ones, where, like, you would write something and then you would feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was that. So I was like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
But.
Jeez. The toys there are so shitty, the prizes.
Yeah. You can go to Dollar
Super
Tree
shitty.
and find, like, everything.
Anyway, episode. This episode. So we know now that the order that these episodes have been released is a little bit screwy. It's not the intended release order. This is the next episode that's supposed to follow, so we'll go with Day Trip of Doom. But the next episode was supposed to be the Huey episode. Yeah. That had snow in it, and so was moved to December.
Which is stupid.
Stupid!
Because we live in California. What is snow?
Well, there's snow, there's snow, but, like, I mean, for, like, 80% of the population, there's no snow.
Exactly.
We get freezing cold, like we do up here in NorCal, where it's fucking freezing. Not yet. It's hot right now, but...
It'll get
as soon as November starts, it's like boom, rain, just constant rain, and it's like 40 degrees. I can't wait for all the cute winter clothes I'm gonna wear.
True, your outfits are always on point. Me,
thank you.
I have 2 jackets.
Jesus, that's a new development. You came with I came with no jackets too, but then I had astronomy classes at night on a roof, and I'm like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Ma, I need some fucking clothes. I'm gonna freeze to death, and so I got clothes.
Yeah, like looking back freshman year, I don't know how I lived.
I know.
How did I live?
Especially freshman year.
Yeah.
Like, we're from temperate climates.
Yeah.
I'm from San Diego. So, cold for us is 60 degrees.
Exactly. And here it's like, oh, I have a 9 a.m. class. It is 40 degrees outside.
Yeah, or colder.
Yeah.
Like, if the universe really hates you.
It's the fucking worst. You just feel like I would leave the apartment and be like,
even in the apartment, like,
yes.
Well, like we bought little heaters because the built-in heater is too expensive to use.
Yeah.
So we bought little heaters.
No, and like I would just be like, I have to put on these jeans now, and these jeans are cold, and I hate my life.
Oh God. Yeah, it's not even cold yet. We're complaining. No, wait till it's cold, and then we'll really be complaining to you.
And then when it's hot, we'll complain about that.
Yeah. It's not so high anymore, luckily. It was fucking 100 degrees.
I wasn't here for the summer, so...
God, it was 105? 10?
Yeah, well, the weekend that I left, that you had already left home, was the fucking worst. Yeah. Like, my parents came to pick me up, and shit happened, and I had to, like, walk around with them.
Yeah.
And it was, like, 104, and I was dying outside.
I know, oh my God.
The worst.
Anyway...
What were we talking about? I don't know where we got into this tangent.
How do you even get into this freaking weather tangent? Anyway, it's our bad. So, Day Trip of Doom opens up with...
Snow.
What? Snow! Right! The Huey episode. So, the episode order that was intended, was Day Trip of Doom, the unnamed Huey episode, and then the Great Dime Chase, and I forget the rest of the order. But so the Huey episode is moved to December. Mm-hmm. The episode with the Gladstone, I think that's next weekend, the 14th. I think we're getting the Gladstone episode. That was moved to then. I think it should have followed after Great Dime Chase, because what we get instead is a bunch of episodes of them in Duckburg and very little Scrooge.
It's
very
weird.
Little Huey.
A lot of Webby.
Not that
we're complaining, but it's like, I feel bad for the writers.
Yeah.
Because they had
this whole plan, and the programmers are like, fuck you.
Exactly.
We're gonna chop it all up.
Yeah.
And so very little Scrooge, very little Launchpad.
I know.
Which I'm so upset. So no Launchpad in this, very little Scrooge. And very little Huey.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the truth for... the next few.
We get more Huey in the...
True. But still,
Eagle Massacre.
He needs his moments.
Yeah. Which we're not getting till December.
December sounds so far.
I know. It's
but then I think about
October.
Yeah, I think about it in terms of like school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't want December to come.
Yeah.
December finals.
God. Anyway,
yeah.
Jesus, episode. How does the episode start?
I wrote here, it starts with peaceful music.
Yes.
Scrooge is getting up. And I wrote peaceful with 2 L's because it was too late at night.
Lovely. So it's Scrooge's, like, the first, like, 30 seconds are, like, Scrooge's normal day-to-day.
Yeah.
He gets out of bed, he looks at his money bin lovingly.
He's... Like, get yourself a man that looks at you like that. It was beautiful.
And then Beakley bursts in with, like, Nerf darts stuck to her face, looking like she's been through a war zone.
She's so already done, and it's, like, super early.
Yeah, she's got a newspaper that says, like, that Ma Beagle has been paroled, I think.
And, like, crime skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's a Duckburg... Did I write dailies? I think that's what it's called.
Duckburg dailies.
Yeah. Like, casual, like, here's... our future plot in a little bit.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. It's not brought up.
Mm-mm.
And we learn that the kids are having like a whole Nerf gun war in the halls.
Yeah.
And Beakley is just done. She's like, Jesus fuck. Like I agreed to take care of one insane old man and my granddaughter, not 3 more insane children
and one grown up who's too much, I guess.
And one Donald. But, Scrooge's reaction to the kids is much different.
Yeah.
He's, like, all fucking for it. Obviously, we only get a little bit of Scrooge in this, but we already see that he likes them more.
He does.
He likes having them there. Like, he calls Dewey by his name. Like, Dewey's, like, yelling while he's shooting at Louie, I think.
I think it's at Louie.
And Scrooge is like... At first he's like, Dewey?
Yeah.
And you think, he's like, oh shit. But it's like, he tells him, like, not to...
Yell out your attack.
Yeah.
Because you lose the element of surprise. I love it. Like,
which is really sweet. It was cute.
Yeah.
Like, and about, I think it's been brought up by Frank Angonis that, bringing light to Scrooge and Donald, different parenting styles.
Mm-hmm.
Scrooge being very... laissez-faire and encouraging the kind of craziness, while Donald would be very much, against it.
Exactly. Like, I don't think they would have any type of guns in the houseboat at all.
Yeah,
like, it's just not possible. But
it's too small to play like that. But
yeah, he's really chill about it. Like,
he's super chill. Like, Beakley's all like, you can't let this keep happening, and he's like, fucking chill, Beakley. They're kids.
It's great. I think he says, like, kids will be kids, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it was cute.
I was like, aw.
And we get, Webby, who's a little too intense.
Webby.
With her game.
I love it. And Louie's the one that's attacked first.
Yeah. She sets a fucking a super, like, complicated trap.
Yeah.
Like, he releases, like, a rope, and then, like, pillows smack him really hard in the face. And they're like, Webby, please chill.
Yeah, and Dewey, like, joins in, and he, like, dies, technically. She, like, shoots at him.
My favorite line. When Dewey comes up, like, he's like, please, like, tone it down a little, and she's like, tell that to my men you captured in Peking. And then it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it's like this whole, like, character she's created.
Exactly.
Like, this grizzled, ex-special forces, like, character that was really cool.
And it's like, I feel like a lot of that is because, like, she played alone probably so much. Like, everything was in her head. And so now it's like, I'm going to be this intense about it to my friends. And sometimes it's, like, a bit too much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's like, the kids want to have fun, but she's going to look, she got, like, night vision goggles, she's hanging from the chandelier, she set traps.
Yeah, she has, like, a friend who's cosplaying with you, who insists to, like, be called by the characters. Well, everyone's like, just chill, like, fuck.
Yes. And then, so Webby, she got Louie out, and then she got Dewey out, and then she hunted down Huey.
And she has, like, the infrared goggles.
Yeah, the night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Or infrared. Yeah, not night vision, infrared goggles.
And then, like, her grappling hook.
Yeah, her grappling hook. Fuck. Yeah, so she hunts him down. Meanwhile, Scrooge is going to, like, take a bath.
Yeah.
And Beakley's following behind, trying to tell him, like, dude, make the kids chill out.
Like, she's like, I wanted you to, like, be less lonely, but this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much.
I want you to spend more time with your family and not move them in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
But so he's a Beakley fucking chill.
Yeah.
But then he opens the door to his bath, and Donald is both taking a bath and doing his laundry.
Like,
he has one of those rasp boards, the washboards in there with
my
him.
mom still has, for some reason, in the house.
And Scrooge, that's too much. That's too much. Scrooge, he's like, fucking no, house meeting right now.
Yeah, that's like the last straw. Also, before we forget, when Webby hunts down Huey, she tells him that this isn't a foyer, it's a tomb.
And we have Scrooge laughing about it because he hears her.
It's the best thing.
It's great.
But
so we get very little Scrooge in this, but this, like, the last scene with him just, like, losing it over Donald is, I think, just, like, a little nod towards the tension that's still between them.
Yeah.
Because he's super chill about the kids destroying his house.
Yeah, like, the kids are fine, but it's, like, we still have this beef between us.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not been talked about.
Oh, no, it hasn't,
all.
yeah. And we get so little Scrooge in this, but what we do get is really interesting.
Yeah.
We get that little thing.
And that's the cut to the intro.
Yeah, intro. The great intro.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. We come back from that to the house meeting.
Exactly. Which is like, I couldn't figure out if people were talking to each other or if it was just people doing noise.
They're talking.
Yeah, I know, like, but like,
I can't remember.
the way I see it, I saw it was like, who is Donald talking to? Because it's like, he just seems to be, like, looking around, and I'm like, wait, who are you talking to?
Maybe he isn't talking to anyone.
He's just making noise.
Was he making noise?
Yeah!
You hear, like, the Donald noises? Oh, God. Yeah, it's a house meeting, and Scrooge's rules are, 1, don't touch my shit, and 2, go to Beakley for all the other rules.
He's like, I know that, like, it's like, I may own this house, but I don't really run this house.
My favorite line, like, this is like the end of, like, Scrooge, he leaves after this. He's like, I'm happy to have you here as long as you in no way inconvenience me.
Like, dude.
Wow.
Jeez. At least, you know, he's cool about that.
And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
And then we get, like, one more scene with Scrooge later, and that's it.
Yeah.
He leaves.
That's it. We just get, like, little clips.
He goes to have a spa day, as we see. He doesn't go to work.
No, he's just chilling.
Yeah, so we get Beakley's house rules, which is like the whole blackboard full of shit.
There are things like graphs in that thing.
Yeah,
my favorite is X plus Y equals no. That was the favorite thing.
And immediately Beakley and Donald butt heads. Because it's like Donald's trying to keep his independence while under Beakley's roof. So Beakley has her rules that she has set.
It's like, it's two adults not being able to, like, relinquish anything.
They're both control freaks.
Yeah, exactly. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Was the blackboard, was it an edit that was official or not? When it was, like, Donald on the blackboard?
It was an edit by Disney.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it spawned a lot of things.
Yes. But, so they're yelling at each other and they tell the kids to leave.
Yeah.
Because Beakley and Donald are right up in each other's faces.
Because Donald's like, I answer to no one!
And so they're right in each other's faces, and Louis says...
Louis the shipper, I guess.
No!
It's weird!
He's like, are they gonna kiss? and all the kids look super grossed out. So funny.
It's the best.
And so both Beakley and Donald tell him to get out.
Yeah.
So they leave. And the kids Huey, Dewey, and Louis start talking about going to Funzo's. Because Webby's talking about, like, what should they do next?
Yeah, and I think she suggests a few things.
Yeah, Cannonball Fury.
Yeah, they're like, no, thank you. Yeah, and then, like, they're like, something with the hacky sack, and she, like, kicks it.
Yeah! And, like, almost murders Huey, I think. And it blasts through a tree. It leaves a hole in the tree, and then that tree collapses.
Exactly. And everyone's just like, no. No.
And they're like, instead of those very dangerous and scary sounding games, we go to Funzo's.
Yeah.
It's Funzo's Fun Zone.
Where fun is in the zone.
Oh, jeez. And the boys that look like they're going to leave without Webby.
Yeah.
When Dewey stops to ask if she wants to come.
Yeah, I thought it was so sweet because it's like they say the word boys.
Yeah.
And it's like she's like, oh, okay then, like I'm leaving, and then it's like they're like, no, like you're one of us. Dewey, yes.
So Webby's like, oh shit, yeah, I want to go, and she runs back to the house and climbs up the side of the mansion
like a little spider. Yeah, dude, my roommate was behind me, and she was sort of watching it because I had the headphones off. Yeah. And she saw that part. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She climbs up the side.
Like the noise also that it makes is like,
oh my god. But Huey and Louie are unsure about bringing Webby. Yeah. Because she's a little too intense. She's not built for, like, regular kid stuff. Mm-hmm.
Louie is, like, the most unwilling. Yeah. But, like, he doesn't do it in a malicious way. He's more, like, just, like, annoyed about it. And, you know, it's understandable. Like, kids do that, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's not that, oh, she's a girl. No, like, it's just like...
Original Ducktales. It's like, Webby's a little too intense for us.
Dewey stands up for her the most.
Yeah. He's like, she's been alone, like, her whole life, cooped up in the mansion, like, of course she's gonna be a little bit off.
Yeah, like, that's not the reason that she should continue to be stuck in this mansion. Yeah. Yeah. And then Huey, I just wrote here, is just dad. He's just dad.
Obviously, we don't get a whole lot of Huey. We get more of him in the Great Beagle Massacre. Mm-hmm. Birthday Beagle Massacre.
That's horrifying now that I realize what you said before.
Jesus, it is. The Beagle Birthday Massacre. My bad. I love that title. Anyway, so Webby, like, packs her backpack to go, okay, be normal. Like, it's like grappling hook, her infrared goggles, and the Art of War book.
And she, like, packs it, and she's like, you know, like, this is it.
Yeah, she's gonna be cool. Yeah. And then she, like, jumps out the window.
Yes! She's just fucking, like, 2 stories, 3 stories, maybe.
Yeah. So they're taking the bus to Funzo's, and... Yeah, Huey's like a dad. He's like, don't touch anything, don't look at anyone, talk to anyone. Exactly. And she does all of those things. Exactly. Oh, and don't lick anything, I think. Yeah. And she does all of those things.
But before that, we had a cut to Donald being amazing. Being a shit.
Was it the one where he's on the boat?
Yes.
When he's cooking?
When he's cooking, and he's watering.
And he's like, he has a watering hose on the boat? Yeah. What is he doing?
I was like, at first I was like, is he washing a window? But no, he's just being a shit.
He just has it. Like, there's water coming off the sides of the boat. So he's like, I have to pay for this. I'm gonna use this hose for no reason.
It's like, fuck.
And Beagley comes out, how do you want to split the water bill?
Yeah. And, like, I didn't realize it at first, but he said something about, like, the richest man.
Yeah, the richest duck can't spare all of the water or something.
And it's like, it's not Scrooge telling you to pay, it's Beagley. Like, it's Beagley.
And so he plugs up the watering hose. Oh, no, so Donald's on the boat, he's making hot dogs, he's like a chef hat, he's rocking using air guitar. And then, so he's like, keep your water. He plugs up the hose, and like, in the cartoony thing, like, the water goes back.
Dude, I always wanted that to happen. I was like, oh, I wish.
And we see Scrooge trying to take his bath, and the water, because of Donald, it explodes out of the sink behind him, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, you just see a cut to a hallway.
It floods, Scrooge running from this tidal wave of water, and the water, like, bursts out of multiple windows, and you have Beakley just like, he's like this close to losing it. And then back to the kids. Yeah. They're on the bus, and so Webby does all the things Huey told her not to, and including bug the bus driver so much that they get kicked off. Yeah. In the sketchiest part of town.
It's the fucking worst. It's the best.
It's so funny. There's, I think, a dog, who spray paints flatulence on a wall and then hisses at them. Yes! I thought it was a rat because he makes the hiss, but I'm like, no, it's a dog, I think.
Exactly. I think it's a dog, too.
Yeah, and there's, kids playing hopscotch on the...
fucking body outline.
Yeah, on a body outline on the ground. And, a... crate full of chickens, like, normal chickens.
Oh, I hate.
Like pushing themselves on a skateboard. And so so the kids have to go through this area to get to Funzo's.
Yeah.
And who sees them?
The Beagle Boys.
The Beagle Boys. It's the classics. It's the three classic Beagle Boys. Big Time, Bouncer,
and Burger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We couldn't remember Bouncer's name for the
longest time. No. I think it's...
Last week, we're like, who the fuck was the third one? The main one! It's Bouncer. And the Beagle Boys, obviously, have been redesigned. They look so much better.
They're so good.
Than the original Beagle Boys designs.
Yeah.
Like, from the comics. In the comics, they all look exactly the same. And don't have actual names. They call themselves by their prison numbers.
That's fucking horrible.
Which is really, really weird. And the prison numbers are just combinations of 1, 7, and 6. So I'm like, how the fuck do you remember all those names?
No, that's
and yeah, they all look the same.
It reminds me of the meme that was like, fuck, what was it called? It was like, call your friends by their student ID numbers. Assert your dominance. Call your friends by their student ID numbers.
Jeez.
But also, like, they look like actual dogs.
They look like dogs. In the original series, they looked like, to me, like weird naked mole rat things.
Yeah. I think for a long time.
They all have, like, 5 o'clock shadows, but, like, it's like the weird little bristle things.
Yeah, it's
and,
the
like,
worst.
they
look nasty.
weird. They look nasty. Like, not in a good way.
No.
Like, they just look gross.
I feel
and,
like for the longest...
and their voices are disgusting.
Yeah, they're the worst. Some of them are like...
Burger's voice especially was horrible. Big Times was the best, I think, in the original series.
He has like the...
He has like a Brooklyn accent, like, Boyga. Did I do that right? Boyga. We're gonna get something for Ma. Boy, do something. I forgot. I can't think of any words.
They're also, you know, like, they were less of a single entity in the OG than, like, the triplets.
Yeah,
but they're still very much like just like, a mass.
Yeah, they weren't. I liked them more than Glomgold, but I didn't like all of them. No. Specifically Burger, Burger was obviously one of the Fat Joe characters, and wowza, he sucked.
He's like the fucking worst, to be honest.
Yeah, let's see if we can put a clip in of his voice because it was so horrible.
I'll try to get a clip of him eating something that isn't food because he does that a lot.
God, he does.
I'll have 7 suet meals, 14 bags of twinkle fries, 23 movie floats, and 1 diet cola. That'll be a large bag of dimes, please. Thanks.
My favorite is, I hate the line when he's like, oh, bonbons.
Oh, God.
And it's like, no, these aren't bonbons, they're boom booms. They're bombs, call them bombs. Also, they look like bombs when you're eating them.
Yes, oh my... Anyway, so these beagles are much better. Big Time is less the one in charge. He has like all the ideas.
Yeah.
But we see that they're not the best ideas.
Exactly. He's a visionary.
Yeah.
He's inspired.
Bouncer is fucking huge.
He makes me uncomfortable. I'll discuss that later. So it's just a thing that happens later.
Okay.
But he's very, very big.
He's huge. And Burger is, I think, mute. He doesn't speak. He makes, like, noises, like, once, I think. But beyond that...
He goes,
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has a little, like, mustache.
Yeah, he has a little mustache. But he doesn't speak.
No. And he's skinny.
He's very skinny. And so they're stealing an armored car.
Yeah.
They have the driver tied up. His name is Carl. I think.
They know him personally. Yeah. This isn't like a rare thing.
Yeah. So they see the kids run past, and I think Bouncer's like, "Hey, isn't those McDuck's family kids?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that them?" And Big Tim's like, "Holy shit, it is! Let's follow them and kidnap them."
Like this is their big their break, I guess.
Yeah, the big break. And Bouncer says that how Ma Beagle only told them to take the armored car.
Yeah.
Big Tim's like, come on, like, think. Like, if we take them, we'll be rich. Like, Scrooge will pay for them if we kidnap them.
Like, to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it makes sense if you don't know Scrooge.
Exactly. It's like, wow. And he's like, there's already, like, some clues of, like, Big Time having some internal issues with himself, I think, which is nice. They're not just...
Before we forget, Duckworth Watch.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to get at.
Duckworth Watch. If you watch the original series, or you've been following Frank Angonis on Twitter, you probably know who Duckworth is. Sorry, this is like coming out of nowhere. I wanted to make sure we didn't forget. So Duckworth in the original series, he's only in the original series, not the comics. He's Scrooge's butler. He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's an old dog named Duckworth.
He has really good one-liners.
He does. We don't get a lot of him in the original series, but what we do get is pretty funny. Mm-hmm. He's like this very stoic British butler, like an Alfred type guy. And obviously Beakley's taking over most of his role as housekeeper, and Scrooge's like right hand. But it'd be cool to see him if. Because Frank and Angonis confirmed we are getting Duckworth.
Yes.
So unless they've been massively trolling us and there's no Duckworth at all.
And, like, the thing is, he said, like, at this point, he's appeared
multiple times.
And in the intro, if I remember.
Yeah, and in the intro, supposedly. We don't know where the fuck he is. People think he might be one of the Beagle Boys.
Yes, which is what I subscribe to.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anyone else that we've seen more than once.
We've seen one person more than once, but I doubt it's that person. It's like the dog lady.
Nah.
But like, like that's just like a thing. And I'm like, no. I was like maybe when it was like 1 a.m, and I was like, no.
So this is episode 1, Duckworth Watch. Where's Duckworth?
He's dead.
He's dead. That's a theory that a lot of people have, that he's a ghost and he's dead.
He's haunting.
So he's hunting McDuck Manor.
Exactly.
So if we make jokes about him being dead, that's why. Duckworth's dead. I'm sorry. You McFrickin' lost him.
No! My weakness. Things with Mc in front of them.
Anyway. Where were we? So the Beagle Boys. So they see them, Big Time's like, well, let's kidnap them. And they're like, alright. And they throw Carl, the poor truck driver, back in the car. And they're like, same time next month.
Yeah, and like...
He makes like a bird noise. It was funny. What kind of bird was he? A pigeon?
I think he was, a pigeon. I remember gray.
Gray, and he had like gray feet too.
Yeah. I think he was a pigeon.
Little guest pigeon. Because he doesn't look like Mark Beeks, who's apparently a parrot of some sort. I thought he was a pigeon! I hoped he was a pigeon! Aww. But no, he's like a parrot.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm picturing the parrot that he is then.
Yeah. Anyway,
yes.
So the kids get to Funzo's. And it's like Chuck E. Cheese. It's like, it's free entry, which is Chuck E. Cheese free entry?
Yeah.
And then you just pay for food and shit?
Yeah, you just pay for the food, the games and shit. I think they give you like a stamp. But it's free entry.
Okay, so the kids go in, and there's, like, the arcade, there's the pizza thing, there's a ball pit that some lady puts her dog child in and just leaves.
Like,
and he, like, drowns in the ball pit.
It's pretty... And it's in the pier, right?
Yeah, it's on the pier. The Duckburg Docks. The Duckburg Pier, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the kids split up. Dewey and Huey go into the arcade, and Louie goes with Webby to the snack place. And we see that Hugh Louie is an expert in the art of flattery.
Yes,
to get free shit.
I just wrote here, Louie is so cool.
Yeah,
he's so smooth.
He is like he knows all the workers' names.
Yeah,
like he gets free tokens from a girl.
Like a big old bag. Of tokens.
And then he has his usual table.
Exactly, like
he pays the guy with tokens.
Exactly.
And then he gets a free drink, a free water cup that he fills with fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Yeah, and he has Webby he's
trying to teach Webby, and Webby's like, oh, that's not fruit punch. That's not water.
It's like the way I saw it, it's a sweet gesture of Louie, but it's too advanced.
Yeah, it's too much for Webby.
It's too much.
Because Webby tries to do the same thing and just fails real bad. She's
like, my thing is, why does Jane make it so difficult? Just fucking do it.
Yeah. Because I think she has to be like, I want a free cup for water.
Yeah.
Like, not keep saying punch. Because it was like her manager's like listening right there.
True.
Because he bursts out like, what the fuck is happening? And Webby's like to Louie, what do I do? And he's like telling her like, stop. And she lifts up the spork to kill the manager. And Louie's like, no.
Because Louie does like the
kill thing, on his throat.
And she's like...
she lifts up a spork, like, glancing back, like, do I? She's like, no. And then they both get in trouble, because the manager's like, like, did you pay for that fruit punch, kid?
And he's like I was about to.
Yeah, and he gets annoyed at Webby.
Yeah.
And so, then we get, Funzo. Funzo is apparently, the Funzo, like, face character, like, Chucky from Chuck E. Cheese, is a walrus. It's a person in a walrus costume who acts as security. He's like the bouncer.
Yeah, he has to make sure people come in here with kids.
Yeah. Because the Beagle Boys show up, and he's like, all cool adults must be accompanied by a minor. He's like, blam. These weird noises, and Big Time points behind him, and it's bouncer in like a kid costume. It says the shirt he has a blonde wig. He has a blonde wig, and his shirt says, "I'm my grandma's world."
And like the thing is, this shirt,
it's too small. You see his abs.
I hate it. This is why culture makes me uncomfortable. I don't like thinking that he has abs. It makes me feel weird. I didn't like. They're so well defined. I was like, no, looking at this.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.
Burger is holding his
hand. And he kisses his hand like he's like a little kid.
Yeah. And then, like, Bouncer's like, are you buying this? And the guy's like,
he just shakes his head. And so, he has a lollipop in his mouth and he snaps it. And he, like, kills Funzo.
Yeah.
Like, he goes after Funzo and he's like, whoa! And you hear, like, punches landing. And that's it. And they take the costume.
Yeah, rest in peace, Funzo.
But, I love them. They're making fun, because in the original series, the Beagle Boys are, like, the most well-known criminals in Duckburg. Like, they're the Beagle Boys.
Yeah.
Like, their mother they're the mob.
Yeah, they're a dynasty, like.
Yeah, their mother is a mob boss, so everyone knows who the Beagle Boys are. And they would constantly be able to dress up in shitty costumes
and they always have their masks on.
They always have their masks and their prison numbers, which they don't have in this.
That's good.
Yeah, no prison numbers. They have their hats and their masks.
Yeah.
And in the original series, they would constantly dress up in these shitty costumes and trick people, including Scrooge, who's fought them hundreds of times.
It's like you should know what your enemies look like, Scrooge.
And so all of them, it's like they're in these shitty costumes, and it's like, no, this costume is not gonna work.
It's the fucking worst.
Yeah, so they kill Funzo. Right. And we see they take the costume.
Yeah. Before that, there was a cut again to Donald.
Really? I took my notes out of order.
Oh.
Yeah, he has all the stuff plugged in.
Yeah, because
what's he have plugged in? It's all the shit to the houseboat. It's just plugged in inside the house.
Now,
right?
at this point, he has the generators.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say that before. He had, the reason Mrs. Beakley, like, confronts him about, like, the water and stuff is because beforehand, she had, like, her vacuum had run out of power, and it's because all the outlets were, like, overflowing.
Yeah, with Donald's, who knows where the fuck he's plugging in. What are you doing? I think he's going to mooch off Scrooge, like, just to be petty and to bug Beakley. Like, all the shit plugged in. And she got mad at him about it. And so we see that he buys, like, 50 generators.
Yeah, where does he get the money?
Donald! Last we saw you had to get a job, and it was, like, desperate times.
It's like bank, yes. I need to get I don't know how loans, well, I do know how loans work. Welcome to life being a student. He's like, hey, I need a loan to be petty.
Yeah. Or he just buy them in bulk from Costco for really cheap. They're shitty generators. He bought like 50 shitty generators, and he's like to Beakley, like, he's like, don't have to worry about me, Beakley. I'm off the grid.
Yeah.
Like, keep your power. And she's like, that idiot's gonna get himself killed. And she laughs.
Yeah, she makes the best, like,
she's like, like, she turns around and she's like,
if only.
Talk about generators. Keep your power, Mrs. B. I'm off the grid.
That idiot is going to get himself killed.
And then the next scene that she's watching through the window?
No, not yet.
It's later.
Yeah, it's later.
Okay,
we go back to the kids.
We'll get back to that. The best scene. Or is it this time? No, it's after.
It's after.
Yeah. So So, after Webby, you know, kind of screwed things up for Louie, she goes to find Dewey, who was playing a game called Uke or Puke, which is like Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
And Webby Webby can read Japanese.
Yeah.
Because the name of the game is in Japanese, and she translates it. And I'm like, whoa, Webby.
Nice.
You know, she's super badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, Dewey's taking her under her wing.
Under his wing.
Under his wing.
Yeah.
Oops. He's much more, like, chill about it.
Yeah. He's just teaching her how to play.
Yeah.
And she's doing really well.
The kids gather around. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah,
like,
she's doing really good.
yeah.
But then, Funzo, who is actually...
all the big
boys. It's big time sitting on Bouncer's shoulders. It's Burger.
In the back?
It's just shoved in the back of the costume. Like, you see him, just trapped on Big Bouncer's back. It's very funny. And they kind of, tap Webby on the shoulders and start saying something.
Yeah.
And Webby's like, stranger danger! And, beats him up. Like, she punches him in the stomach and, hits him. Like, she's like a flip.
Yeah, she flips. She's, super cool, action scene.
And then he trips on, the power cord to the game and falls back.
Yeah, and he dies.
And Webby's like, oh, I killed Funzo! And we get, Dewey... he's like, no, don't die on me! But he doesn't give a shit about Funzo.
Exactly.
He smacks Bouncer back down, and it's the game. He plugs the game back in, but his scores are gone.
Because he had, the highest scores.
Yeah.
In, the nation, I think he says? because
it's the only game in the nation.
Exactly.
So technically he's the best in the nation.
In the nation. And he's like, no! But, he doesn't... he doesn't really say anything to Webby.
No, he's just, super distraught,
yeah, exactly.
and she feels really bad.
Yeah.
So back to Donald and Beakley. We see again Scrooge, who's just trying to have a fucking spa day. Because Beakley's watching through the window as Donald tries to set up all these generators on his boat.
Yeah, I don't really know how generators work, but I don't think
pouring gasoline into them, so I assume these are just really shitty generators. Yeah. She's watching through the window with some tea.
She's like the embodiment of, but that's none of my business meme.
And,
I will be bringing up memes a lot.
God. And Scrooge walks past. He's still in his robe. He's trying. He has to go to the guest bathrooms because the other room's flooded. And Beakley watching through the window. The generators all start turning on, but they're vibrating a lot, and they start knocking things into they knock gas cans into the water, so the pool starts filling with gas.
Yeah, and then the generator falls onto that.
Yeah,
everything
and then lights on fire.
Yeah,
and because there's gasoline in the water, and everything just starts burning.
Oh, Donald Duck noises.
You just hear Donald screaming.
My favorite is that everything is escalating. Beakley takes a super long sip from her tea. Yeah. It's the fucking best.
It's so funny. Oh my god. And then back to the kids. The boys aren't mad at Webby. She goes to the ball pit and kind of
she's ready to be taken away.
Yeah. She belly flops into the ball pit.
She's ready to sink down and accept her fate. Yeah. But the kids are
nah, it's alright.
Yeah.
They're very understanding. But then she starts sinking in the ball pit and freaks out.
Yeah. She panics really bad.
Yeah, and she fires her grappling hook blindly from inside the ball pit, and it just wrecks everything.
It made me happy because every time you see a grappling hook, it always hits. And it gets it, but you actually saw the effects of what happens if it doesn't.
Yeah, it's bouncing, things light on fire, it knocks shit down, the sprinklers go off.
It's pure chaos. And then she's dragged up, right?
No, she finally latches onto something. She comes out, but all the kids get banned.
Yeah,
from Funzos.
The thing I noticed when she gets pulled up is Huey's face is he's kind of in shock.
Yeah.
Dewey looks concerned, and then Louie's the one that looks embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it's it's nice to see them not look identical.
Yeah. Even in the background, it's nice. But they get banned, and Huey is distraught. It's I've never been banned from anywhere, please.
Yeah. And then Louie calls out Dewey, but in front of Webby.
Yeah, for bringing Webby along.
Yeah. I'm oh.
And so Funzo's security, like, the manager's like, Funzo, take him out of here.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, like...
Is it call Ma?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's the Beagles.
It's the Beagle Boys.
And then we get Ma Beagle. Which is,
I love that we see, like, the fear she causes before we see her.
It's, she's voiced by beloved character actress Margo Martindale. If you watch BoJack Horseman, you understand. It's the best. Anyway. She comes in and just leaves this path of petty destruction in her wake.
My favorite is that she, like, dunks that guy's head
in the ice cream.
in the pink ice cream.
Yeah, and she's like, everyone get the fuck out. Yeah. And they do. Like, everyone leaves Funzo's. Like, she punches the manager in the stomach when she first walks in. He's like, you can't come in here without a child, and just punches him right in the stomach.
You see kids and their parents cower
kids running
in
to
fear.
their parents. She, like, knocks a waitress's tray over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so everyone leaves. And we see Big Time trying to impress Ma Beagle. He's like, look, we got McDuck's kids.
Yeah. He's trying.
And they sent a ransom note to Donald. Which
it's on a brick, right?
We cut Donald, like, barely putting out the fire on his bone. He's like, oh, holy shit. Okay.
There's like a bite out of his hat.
Yeah. He looks a wreck. And then a brick gets thrown at his head full force and knocks him out.
Rip. Rest in peace, Donald.
Yeah. And Ma Beagle is pissed at Big Time.
Yeah.
Because he's like, but Scrooge will pay to get them back. And she's like, no, he won't. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, do you think he made his money by paying people off?
Exactly.
No. He's gonna send someone after them. And we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, like, she's like, we were good with, like, just making easy money, robbing banks. Yeah. We don't need to, like, to put ourselves in danger, you know?
Yeah, because Scrooge is not gonna pay, obviously.
Yeah.
And so she has the kids, not the kids, she has Bouncer and Burger go outside.
Yeah.
And she throws Big Time, because the kids are in the freezer.
Yeah, at this point they're locked in the freezer. Yeah. The triplets are tied up together.
Yeah, and Webby's alone.
Yeah.
And she throws Big Time in there, and she's like, you're on timeout.
Yeah.
And then she, like, knocks him out for a little bit. She chucks him in there.
Yeah, she, like, chucks him and he, like, slides.
Head first.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. Ruthless.
And the kids and Huey and Louie are like, who the fuck are these guys? And Webby's like, yeah, it's the Beagle Boys. Apparently they try to break into the mansion all the time.
Yeah, like, has Webby been kidnapped before? Or is this like she's there?
She said like it's kidnapping 101 to get out of the rope. Exactly. So maybe she's been kidnapped before.
Yeah.
Or at least she knows how to get out of ropes in case she's kidnapped. Anyway, and so the kids are like, oh, Jake, they're like, shit, are they gonna ransom us? Like, Scrooge won't pay.
Yeah.
And Webby's like, she's like, nah, you're right. They'll probably throw one of us off a cliff to send Scrooge a message. And the kids scream, but the scream's cut off to the next scene.
I was like, who would they throw off the cliff? I'm like, I don't want to know, but I was like, fuck, like Webby.
So funny. And then back to Donald. He wakes up to find the ransom note. Yeah. Right? He freaks the fuck out, obviously. Yeah. And he first goes after Scrooge. He goes to Scrooge to get help.
But Scrooge is having his spa day.
There's like bagpipes playing.
You know, relaxing.
Yeah, he's sitting in the bathtub and he sits up like, and Donald's pounding on the door.
I think you can see
you can see the door, like Haunted Mansion, like coming in, like almost off the hinges, and Scrooge is like, wait, something's wrong. But then, like, because he has cucumbers on his eyes. Yeah. And he replaces it with coins, and he somehow manifested a tub full of coins. And he, like, settles back into that, like, perfect.
It's a mood.
It's great. It's like me when that financial aid comes in.
Me in this past week, because financial aid. Yeah. You came in.
It came through for me. Not having to worry about rent for the next 4 months if I just buy food and nothing else.
Yeah. No, like being like, oh, I don't like have to be like, oh, if I get this from a takeout place, I have to eat it for breakfast too, and it's like you're doing mental like gymnastics.
On like, how can I save the most money? Yeah. But we're cool for now.
We're good right now. It's a blessing. Thanks. I'm gonna go buy a marker, you guys. No, but he and like that clip had been shown before, right? Because I remember you being like, I wonder what this is from. Like, it's the best.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, Scrooge isn't gonna help. He doesn't know what's happening. And so Donald goes after Beakley. And he's like freaking out. And she's like, oh, look who finally came to me for help. And he's like, fucking look!
Yeah.
Ransom
he has no hesitation being like, okay, I'm not gonna be petty. Like, here,
he's like, no, the kids are in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's with her accent, she's like, she reads the ransom note, and she's like, what is a funzo? With her accent, it's so funny. So we get, is it ransom note?
Big Time.
Yeah. It's, so Big Time wakes up, and he starts complaining, like, how Ma Beagle never appreciates his ideas.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, don't stick up the policeman's ball, Big Time. Tanks don't float, Big Time.
And then he's like, because my ideas are too, and then Webby goes, intense? And he's like,
no,
visionary.
And I love that Big Time, because in the original, Big Time's like, he's the ideas man.
Yeah.
Like, his ideas, he's always the one in charge, and this one, he's just kind of like the dumbass who wants to be in charge.
Yeah, he really
but his ideas are always really dumb.
Just for, I was gonna say kid, but no, he's a dude.
Yeah, he's an adult man, dog thing. And he's like, but I'll show them. My ideas are good. Like, I'll show them all. And Louis, he's like, oh, that's not why you weren't here when you tied up in a meat locker.
Yeah, and he's like, and starting with you when he goes to attack.
He goes after the kids. Like, I don't know what his plan was, but Webby apparently could have gone out of the ropes at any time.
Yeah, because she hits him with a pizza,
frozen pizza. She knocks him out, and it cracks in half.
Yeah. And then she does it, and all the boys are like, you could have done that? And she starts apologizing. She's like, she's like, I don't want you to think I'm weird. Yeah.
And it was really sweet. They're like, nah,
she's like trying to tie herself back up, which is one of my favorite tropes. Yeah.
But the boys are like, okay, yeah, we've been jerks, like, and they're like, we don't want you to be normal, we want you to be Webby normal, which is sweet.
Yeah, like, the boys give each other a look, like, oh shit, like, we've been shitty, you know? And, like, I love it, because, like, when she starts to, like, get, like, pumped up again, there's, like, this super awesome, like, victory music that plays.
Yeah, because she gets her infrared goggles on, and it's all, she's about Ma Beagle.
Yeah, that she's,
I'm gonna break every bone in her body. Or just tie her up, we'll see how it plays out. Oh, jeez. So they break out of the meat locker, and then outside we have, Ma Beagle, like, trying to get Burger and Bouncer, like, pumped,
she's
to attack,
she's like,
Beakley. Yeah. She's like, you're the Beagle Boys, my boys, and an American flag goes past, on a American flag banner on a plane behind her.
Yes. My favorite's like, are you gonna let her, like, beat you?
Yeah.
And Burger's like,
yeah. There's like a little hand gesture, like, maybe. Probably. But then we see Donald's shitty car pull up, and Beakley and him get out, but then a brick with a ransom note comes through the window of Funzo's next to Ma Beagle. Because Webby and the kids have kidnapped Big Time.
Yeah, it's their turn now.
So,
she's like, fuck.
She's like, okay, I'm gonna go deal with this. Yeah. You take care of them.
Yeah. That's when I realized, like, when I saw the thing, it was like, oh, Duckburg Pier. I was like, oh, maybe that's why Louis is so, like, familiar with everyone. Like, maybe Donald's, like...
Oh, the boat's near there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That was, like, my thinking,
yeah, because we're not sure if their boat's at, like, the docks, or, like, I'm not sure where the pier is in
relation to the docks.
Well, actually, I'm thinking of, like, the Duckburg map that was released a little while ago. The Duckburg Pier is closer to, like, downtown, and where there's Hookbill Harbor, that's where their boat might have been. That's a bit further off.
Okay.
But I think that's where their boat would have been.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, maybe that's, like, why the kids are so familiar with it, because, like, they stay there a lot.
Yeah, but, I mean, they are familiar. Yeah. Like, they know it very well.
For sure.
I assume it's like Chuck E. Cheese, but, like, cheaper.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they go there a lot. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we have Beakley and Donald having to attack, Burger and Bouncer. Yeah. And Donald is... It's really, really, really pissed.
I just wrote so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It was really great. Cause, like, obviously we saw Donald in the premiere, like, keeping the flames from, like, in a death trap from killing Dewey.
He was very much, like, action protective dad.
Yeah, and in this, like Beakley doesn't notice at first, because she's like, okay, like, I'll take the big one.
Yeah.
And then
she's
Donald...
forming a game plan.
Yeah, Donald is, like, breathing heavily, and he's turning red, like, with anger, and, she's like, what, Donald? Like, what the? Yeah. And he just, like, loses it.
Beagle boys are sloped, quite large. I'll take the big one. And Donald?
He runs.
He's powered by rage.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He runs straight at Bouncer, the fucking huge one.
Yeah.
And starts beating him up.
He, like, climbs around
He climbs onto him. Bouncer's like, what the fuck? Get off. He's, like, yanking at him, yanking at his eyelids. Which is funny. And then we see him just, like, fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, like, zooming around between Burger and Bouncer, and just, like, he like, punches Burger in the stomach, and he falls over.
It's amazing. And then Beakley, like, looks, and she's like, oh, so I guess, like, he could, like, take care of himself.
Take care of himself. So. Which, because... So Donald and Beakley don't know each other very well.
Yeah.
Even though when we in the very first episode, Donald calls Beakley Mrs. B.
That's why
which is very familiar.
Yeah. At first I thought maybe, like, they did know each other.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe because we know that Beakley's been with Scrooge for a very long time as his housekeeper. Apparently, we're gonna get a flashback set in the 60s with Beakley and Scrooge. So she would have been around when Donald and Scrooge and Della were adventuring.
Yeah.
So maybe Donald just didn't know her very well. Like maybe she didn't see him go on adventures because she's been with Scrooge for a very long time.
Yeah. Huh. That would make more sense.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I hope, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so Beakley kicks ass. Donald, I mean, we don't get to see Beakley kick ass.
Yeah, I really want it.
She runs off at them. But
and it cuts.
Yeah, I think in, the Terror of the Terraformians, we're going to see Beakley being more badass.
I hope.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, and so back in Funzo's, Webby has set a whole trap for Ma Beagle. Like, she turns the lights off.
It's horrifying.
She's being creepy.
She's like... She says, like, the little song.
Funzo's Fun Zone, where the fun is in the zone. It's super creepy. The lights are off. Yeah. Like, a very creepy, like... what's the scary movie?
I just say it. Five Nights at Freddy's, just like that. Like,
I don't know. It's creepy. And she's leading Ma Beagle, like, up through, like, all, like, the children, like, the play area.
Yeah.
And
then
the
little, like, there's, like, a little bridge that they have
to
to
bridge,
cross.
and then, like, down a slide, and into the ball pit.
Yeah.
Which makes Ma Beagle sink.
Yeah.
So she sinks, and then, like, they have, like, a net right under there, so it traps her. Mm-hmm. And then, right next to Big Time, who's also been tied up and hung upside down.
Yeah, and he's like, something like, hi, Mom. And she's like,
shut up, Big Time.
She's like, I'm done with you. Like, fuck off. Yeah.
So Webby saves the day, and Beakley and Donald burst in to see the kids have beaten the Beagle Boys. And Donald, like, hugs all three of the kids at once.
It was so sweet. I'm like, aww.
Yeah. And Beakley, like, compliments Webby on, like, her not tying or something.
Yeah, I love it.
And Big Time's like, he's like, it's okay, like, I tried. That's what matters. And she's like, shut up, Big Time.
Yeah. It's like, why can't we have what they have? I was like, I'm intrigued by this family drama.
Yeah, like, there's actual, like, it's more interesting, like, family dynamics.
Yeah.
And with Big Time not being, like, I'm the ideas man, I'm the smartest one,
Mm-hmm.
like, he's not. Like,
no.
They're all, like, the same level of intelligence.
Yeah.
He just thinks more highly of himself.
Exactly. Yeah. He wants to be, like, he wants to live up to his name.
Yeah.
/ nickname, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Nicknames, I assume?
I'm assuming. I don't know. Will they let her name all her kids? Like, ma'am, you cannot. Because when my mom named...
Tucky Toes.
Because when my mom named me...
Yeah.
They didn't let her add her last name to my name. Like, the lady was just like, no. And my mom was like, okay then. So I'm like,
rude.
What? No, but yeah, like, I'm excited to see, like, this develop.
Yeah. Because we see a little bit more of it in Birthday Beagle Massacre.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back at the mansion, Scrooge... We don't see Scrooge after his coin bath, so
exactly.
He never learns what happened, I guess.
Yeah, he's like unaware of.
Yeah, he's having a spa day. But we get like Beakley and Donald have they've made up, like they're no longer at each other's throats.
She's like showing him the electricity panel.
Yeah, how to get power to
the
boat. And he's like thanks. And he's like, how does a housekeeper know so much about electricity and taekwondo? And she says, what does she say?
She says, like, oh, I'm a spy.
Like, really casual,
Yeah,
and then she starts laughing. And then he starts laughing too, but then Donald stops and he's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, looking at her like,
Wait, like, are you serious?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you wouldn't joke, like, what? And I
like,
screamed.
Yeah, like, I assumed she was a spy.
Yes.
Because, like, her badass, like-ness in the premiere, and because people have been asking about the fact that her clothes are the same colors as Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
And both Jim Cummings, the voice of Darkwing Duck, and I think Frank Angonis have been like, is that important? Being very coy.
They're shits, but I love them.
Yes, so we know she's a spy, but my guess and hope is that she's a spy for Shush.
Yes.
The spy organization, the good spy organization. I think we brought it up last time, right?
Yeah, we did, because I was like, my only knowledge
Were we
is...
talking about thinking Big Lou's a spy in the premiere too?
I don't know if we... No, I don't remember.
Why did we bring up Shush then?
Was it just my knowledge of the one thing I know from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. that relates to the show? Maybe. Anyway. I've been editing the previous episodes, but editing is hard.
Yeah. So my hope and guess is that she was a spy for Shush.
Yeah.
The good spy organization as seen in Darkwing Duck.
Which brings me back to, how does this launchpad fit into all of this?
Yeah, because should we talk about the theory right now?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the House of the Lucky Gander episode that we're going to get, I believe, next weekend, the 14th, is, we're getting Gladstone in that whole plot with Donald and Scrooge and everyone. But apparently, according to people who went to, I think, the Disney Afternoon on the Lot, I think, that was in August, they got to see a bit of the episode House of the Lucky Gander, and we see that Launchpad is kind of going to have its own like mini subplot, and it looks like they're going to be redoing a bit of the Double O Duck episode plot.
My favorite episode, if you remember from the last episode of this podcast, I love that episode. Yeah. It's so great. Yeah, it's Launchpad has to become like a James Bond type spy to infiltrate Fowl. Yeah, and it's a very good episode beyond these. It's like a sexist. There's a really sexist joke in there. Yeah, it's the car driving one, but it's also a very weirdly sexy episode.
It is very sexy.
Yeah, like, it made me uncomfortable, but
it's a really sexy duck. Like Jesus,
feathers galore.
Yeah, she has like this dress cut up to like more than mid thigh.
Yeah. And I'm like, do kids understand the reference?
Yeah, there's also like a weird Casablanca reference at the very end.
I don't know what the fuck that was about.
It's like a James Bond episode and then Casablanca. Anyway.
Yeah.
A very good episode, though, beyond the weird sexist one. I think one sexist joke in there.
Yeah. Just the one sexist joke.
Yeah, about how women can't drive.
Yeah. It's like, he was like...
So you give women drivers a bad name.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, fuck,
Because she's trying to run them off the road.
Yeah, I'm like, Launchpad, it's not like you can drive any better.
Yeah,
Jesus.
You can't
try.
But, so it looks like in that episode we're going to get a bit of a Launchpad subplot with him maybe being a spy.
Yeah.
And so I would love to get more of that.
Because he's... I don't know, like, how much we should say, like, the whole, like, Darkwing Duck connection, too.
Yeah, because Darkwing Duck is much different in this. I think we'll get into that later, too. Yeah. It's been released online, but we'll talk about it a little bit more later. I'm excited to have Darkwing. Like, I don't give a shit.
True. Same.
I will burst into tears the moment we see it the first time. No joke.
There's a lot of, like... When we're watching this together, there's a lot of, like, me looking at Anna like, oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, whoa!
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't wait to cry about things.
Yep.
I will cry about Fenton.
Yeah.
I will cry.
I'm already crying.
Yeah, like, if my mama, Crack Shell...
She better show up.
She better show up.
We'll get more into our hopes and dreams for the show a bit later, but I think that's the end of this episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the episode. So,
we have no questions because... We haven't actually released the first episode.
Whoops.
Oops. I'm trying, you guys.
Well, by the time you listen to this, you'll have the first episode, so fuck you. You don't know what's up.
But at the time, we don't have any questions. I think we reblogged it, but...
Yeah, if you have any questions for us, anything...
To say?
Like, if you leave any reviews, we'll for sure read those on here.
Yeah.
We appreciate all your feedback. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, if you want to contact us, you can contact us at amorespatos.podcast@tumblr.com. Also on Twitter, the same thing.
And also Gmail.
Gmail is
amorespatos@gmail. And this will also be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You can contact me at lovelyandSane.tumblr.com. Any shenanigans. I'm a mix of fandoms, so
I'm mostly Ducktales. And I'm at mightyant@tumblr.com for all of that good Ducktales content. And mostly Ducktales. Yeah. Until, Ducktales. There's not really anything else I'm looking forward to movie-wise.
Same. But that is all.
Yeah, that's all for now. So, laters.
We'll figure out an outro later eventually.
Maybe. Bye. Bye. Whatever.